Namaste, YouTube. Uh, this video is going to be about certain concepts that have permeated throughout this planet and have unfortunately, in many areas, have become the majority and have also prompted racism and a bunch of other crap. There are people out there that come from pretty much almost any religion, any race, any nationality, that literally believe that there is a being that created us for the sole purpose of us worshiping him. Some 5 times a day, some, on Sundays, whatever. Now, if you don't worship this being, you either A, face death, or B, get tormented forever. Now, I'm not talking about the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. I'm talking about the actual, you go to hell and you are tortured forever. Now, if such a being exists in the universe, to me that would be the most worthless being to ever exist. And I'll tell you why. Because it creates for the sole purpose of servitude. Okay, it creates, according to this concept, it creates humans the sole purpose of worshiping it or it, which doesn't really do it doesn't do much good for anybody except for that particular being. It's there to gratify his own ego, and I have to disagree with that. I don't care if you created the world, you create everything to enslave it, and just to have it serve you says a whole lot about your character. Now, there's a lot of people out there that'll say, well, it forgives and it allows, forgiveness of sins like that. But what kind of reality would that be to have to serve an all-powerful deity that you only serve because A, it created you, B, it will destroy you or send you to hell? So you're constantly living in fear. Even if you go to heaven, you'll constantly live in fear of having to go to hell. Okay, because you got eternal life. That's a long time. You might make offense and banished to hell. There's also several people who progress this belief into believing that certain groups and certain peoples of the earth are special. Okay. Unfortunately, they also believe that in every one of these groups that if a person from that particular group betrays them, they face a much harsher punishment. Now, what I would suggest is, how come nobody wants to even question that? Alright, if such a being exists, that would be my first question, is because it just seems so illogical. Just say, okay, I'm going to create a world, create all the vastness of life, and create the universe, and I'm going to make it bow to me. And that's it. Okay? That's what, they state, and they kind of, go off and do a little, oh, well, we'll be able to do this, be able to do that. Sorry, I have to disagree on that. If you want something that's eternal life, how about giving us the ability to create ourselves? Now, some religions actually do believe that. But I'm specifically talking about certain philosophies and stuff like that that have really permeated over the years, or not permeated, they permeate because they're everywhere, but they've grown over the years and permeated everywhere. And basically, this is some type of supernatural slavery. And if you are against racism, you're against slavery, you're against pretty much anything that has to do with oppression of people, you have to be against this ideology. Okay, it doesn't matter how well the living conditions are. There were in certain societies that had slaves, they had house slaves. Okay, they lived well, but they were still slaves. Okay, you're going to live well, you're going to have eternal life, but you're still going to be a slave. Okay, I have to disagree with this philosophy. Now, it's not necessarily written down concrete in the religion, because there are certain aspects in the religions that actually allude to the fact that, you might get the possibility to create. And I have no problem with the actual religion, I guess, itself, and, do unto others, and as you do unto yourself. and stuff like that, and treat your neighbor like you treat yourself, stuff like that. It's when it goes off into the illogical tangents that, oh, well, I'm going to destroy these people, remove them so you can go there. Okay, well, why create them in the first place? Oh, well, it was a test. And that just shows the ideology of what you'd be dealing with. Okay, something that will create something, give it life, give it a conscience, just take it away, just out of a simple test. Okay, that's very selfish, and you never know when this being would turn on you. Okay, you have promises. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's fantastic. But you also have to come to the conclusion that the promises can be broken. All right, and there'll be nothing to stop it. But then you can also look at it the other ways. Yeah, the being has power, but somebody with a gun or somebody who has the capabilities of torturing you also has that power. So technically you're not the only. That being's not the only thing to be feared. Also, you can take into account that a lot of these religions that get really obsessed with it tend to be destroyers rather than creators. Okay, they will destroy forests just to build their temples. They will kill people who do not believe the way they believe. They offer very little, if any, benefit to life. Okay, now you say, oh, well, there's the afterlife. Well, why can't you offer benefit for life here and benefit for life there? Well, it's a test. Okay, well, why are you testing us? All right, and how do you know the test stops once you die and go to heaven or go to hell? I have problems with those concepts. Okay. But then again, that's just me. Anyway, this is just going to be a short video. I'll probably make another one shortly on something different. But yeah, so what do you see? I mean, would you side with the creator that everything creates and everything, beneficial to life, or would you be a destroyer and destroy everything? You can't really be both. Okay, because even if you create life to destroy, you're technically the destroyer, or even worse, because destroyers aren't necessary in a cyclic life, like what the universe is. You die, you get recycled back, your atoms and everything get broken down, get recycled back. But in a universe where things can be eternal, this whole concept of a destroyer, of a sufferer, more than a destroyer, is unnecessary, and it's a blockage to reaching your true potential and knowing your true self, because you will never know your true self because you're too afraid to find out about yourself. You're too busy appeasing other people and appeasing other entities. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Take care, you too.